Okay, so let's get started with another Life in the UK test. As ever, you have 24 multiple choice questions, of which you need to get 18 correct in order to pass the test. And everything contained within this practice test is also in the Life in the UK test handbook, which is available on Amazon. The link is in the description. Question 1. To which two international bodies does the UK belong? A. The North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, NATO. B. The Commonwealth. C. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Or D. The Arab League. And the answer to this one is A and B. So UK is part of NATO as well as the Commonwealth, which the Queen is the ceremonial head of. Question 2. In 1999, what happened to hereditary peers in the House of Lords? A. Their numbers were greatly increased. B. Their salaries were stopped. C. Women were allowed to inherit their titles. Or D. They lost their automatic right to attend the House of Lords. And the answer is D. So yes, in 1999, from the government under Tony Blair, the House of Lords peers were not able to automatically pass on their right to become a lord in the House of Lords to their children. So any lords that were sitting in the House of Lords could not then pass that on to their firstborn son. Question 3. What important change to our voting rights took place in 1969? A. Women over 35 were given the right to vote. B. Prisoners were given the right to vote. C. The voting age was reduced to 18 for men and women. Or D. Compulsory voting was introduced. And the answer to this one is C. The voting age was reduced to 18 for both men and women. Question 4. Which of the following statements is correct? A. The UK is governed by Parliament sitting in Westminster. Or B. The UK is governed by Parliament sitting in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. So the answer to this is that it is governed by the Parliament sitting in Westminster. The governments in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland are devolved governments, but their laws of course only apply to those countries individually. So laws passed in the Scottish Parliament can only apply to Scotland and don't apply to the UK as a whole. Question 5. What important event happened in England in 1066? A. The Romans left England. B. The building of the Offerdike. C. The Norman invasion. Or D. The Battle of Bannockburn. And the answer is C. The Norman invasion. Question 6. Which of the following is a fundamental principle of British life? Extremism, individual liberty, intolerance, or inequality? And the answer, unsurprisingly, is individual liberty. Question 7. True or false, members of the public are allowed to attend youth court hearings? And the answer is false. So the youth court is different to other courts in that there's no public gallery, so the public are not allowed to attend youth court hearings in the UK. Question 8. Which two are examples of civil law? Disputes between landlords and tenants, carrying a weapon, discrimination in the workplace, selling tobacco to minors. And the answer is A and C. So disputes between landlords and tenants are sorted out in the civil courts, as well as discrimination in the workplace, whereas carrying a weapon or selling tobacco to minors would both be criminal matters, so it would be dealt with in the criminal court, which we refer to as the Crown Court in the UK. Question 9. In 1999, which two new national bodies were established? The House of Lords, the Welsh Assembly, the Scottish Parliament, the English Parliament. And the answer to this is B and C. So the Welsh Assembly and the Scottish Parliament were both established in 1999, and they are what we call devolved powers or devolved governments. and they have the power to make their own laws, except for things like immigration or any issues that would be national security. Question 10. Why was the Magna Carta important? A. It gave all men the vote. B. It limited the power of the monarch. C. It established a new system of free education. Or D. It gave women legal rights. And the answer is B. It limited the power of the monarch. So it's essentially the monarch signing the Magna Carta, which then makes him accountable to the law itself. And that was a huge shift, because before that there was a notion of the divine right of kings, so that kings are appointed by God to rule, and therefore they are only accountable to God. But the Magna Carta makes the king accountable to the law itself. Question 11. Which two types of case are held in county courts? A. Divorce. B. Murder. C. Minor criminal offences. Or D. Breaches of contract. So the two answers are A and D. Divorces are usually signed off on at county courts by county court judges, as are breaches of contract and business disputes, whereas murder and criminal offences are dealt with in the magistrates' courts and the Crown Courts. Question 12. Who built the Tower of London? Oliver Cromwell, Queen Elizabeth II, William the Conqueror, or Winston Churchill? And the answer is C. William the Conqueror built the Tower of London. It's a famous prison. It's also where the crown jewels are held, and there is a fable or a tale that if the crows which live inside the Tower of London were to ever leave, then London Bridge would fall down. And that's where the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down, comes from. Question 13. Which two chambers form the UK Parliament? House of Fraser, House of Lords, House of Commons, or House of Representatives? So the two answers you're looking for there are B and C. The House of Lords is with the red interior, and with the green interior is the House of Commons, and those two houses together make up Parliament. Question 14. Which two are plays by William Shakespeare? A Midsummer Night's Dream, Pride and Prejudice, Romeo and Juliet, and Oliver Twist? And the two answers you're looking for there are A and C, A Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet, of course. Question 15. Which two issues can the devolved administrations pass laws on? Health, education, foreign affairs, and immigration. So we touched upon this earlier. They are able to pass laws on health and education, but not foreign affairs or immigration, because they are UK national issues, whereas health and education are dealt with locally by the devolved administrations. Question 16. Which of the following statements is correct? UK laws ensure people are not treated unfairly in any area of work or life. Or B. In the UK, employers can discriminate against different groups of people. So unsurprisingly again, the answer is A. UK laws ensure people are not treated unfairly in any area of work or life. Question 17. Which two are Christian groups? Roman Catholics, Buddhists, Sikhs, and Baptists? And the answer is A and D. Roman Catholics and Baptists are both Christian groups. Question 18. Which two freedoms are offered by the UK to citizens and permanent residents? Long lunch breaks on Friday, freedom of speech, free groceries for everyone, a right to a fair trial. So the answer you're looking for is D. the right to a fair trial, and B as well, freedom of speech. Question 19. Which of the following statements is correct? A. Charles, King of Scotland, was restored as King Charles of England in 1660. Or B. Bonnie Prince Charlie became King Charles II of England in 1660. And the answer you're looking for is A. Charles, King of Scotland, was restored as King Charles II of England in 1660. Question 20. What were the Troubles about? Was it independence for Wales? Disagreement over Ireland becoming one country? Independence for Scotland? Or setting up an English Parliament? And the answer is B. It's the disagreement over Ireland becoming one country. And that's what the Troubles were about. It was a long-running conflict during the late 80s and 90s in Northern Ireland. Question 21. Which two fought in wars against Napoleon? Margaret Thatcher, Horatio Nelson, Winston Churchill, the Duke of Wellington? And the answers are B and D. So Horatio Nelson and the Duke of Wellington both fought in wars against Napoleon. Question 22. What must you have done in order to vote in elections? Paid income tax in the previous year, put your name on the electoral register, registered your identity with the police, or passed an electoral test. The only thing you actually have to do to vote in elections is put your name on the electoral register, and as long as you're a UK citizen, you will have the right to vote. Question 23. Which of the following statements is correct? In the 18th century, two political groups emerged, the Whigs and the Tories. Or B. In the 18th century, two political groups emerged, the Conservatives and the Liberals. And the answer is A. The Whigs and the Tories. Question 24. What is the name of the UK currency? Is it the dollar, the yen, the euro, or pound sterling? And again, unsurprisingly, the name of the UK currency is pound sterling. Now, if any of those questions were too difficult, don't worry. The Life in the UK test is notoriously hard to pass, but if you just do a few more of these videos and also check out liveintheuk.co.uk, there's loads of free practice tests, and in no time you'll be applying for British citizenship and you'll be getting your shiny new blue British passport through the post. And if you did find this video useful, please do like, subscribe and ring the bell for new videos every week.